Alright guys, in this tutorial we'll see how we can actually add to a control a custom logic that whenever we click on one of those buttons, we'll be able to, let's say, increase the value inside of this control. Also, we'll see how we can make the validation work even for this button. Let's see our project so far. Basically, we have one form. Inside of it, we have nested form groups. We have one form group, and then my profile is another form group, and then we have amount. On this control, we have limit by putting a validator and initial value. So the limit is 100, and the initial value is 0. And in the template part, now we have here the amount, which is of type number, and this is our input, and those two icons, the up icon has been attached to one event handler that's number up. For now it just shows hello. Now let's first connect this arrow circle like this add icon to our form control and grab what's inside. So we can do this by just creating one constant. So type const input element equals to, and now we'll grab the form, my form, and then from it we'll get the nested profile amount. So type my profile dot amount, and we would like just to get its value. Okay, we can log it on the console log input element. If we save and go to the browser, we should be able to see inside of the console. When we click on this, we see 0. If it's 5, we should see 5. So we have gained access to this control here. If we would like to add functionality of increasing this number, basically we need to just write one new value with which we can patch the form. So we can get one constant, which is, let's say, increased equals to what we have inside of the input element plus 1. Okay, that's pretty simple. And now if we would like to put it back, this increased number to the form, we'll just type this dot my form, and this time it will be patch value because we don't want to disturb the structure. We just want this specific field to be patched. And here we'll specify as a nested JSON object what we would like to patch. Inside of my profile, I would like the amount. So amount equals to what we have in the ink. Yeah, it's a little bit obscure, but basically we are reaching my profile dot amount, the same thing here, and we are using our ink inside as a new value. Yeah, afterwards, actually, we can log on the screen the whole form. So I will type my form dot value. It's this. And if we run this code, let's say that we click here on increase, we see automatically it increases. And even inside of my form, we see that the amount is increased to 1 and so on. All right. Now let's see how we can handle the validation of this input. Basically, we would like the moment we load up the form to attach event handler to this. And no matter how many times we're clicking the up number, if we have reached the 100, we should be not able to see, let's say, 101 and above, as you can see now is the case. And although the form here is, as you can see, invalid, so its valid state is false. Basically, if we go to 99, we should be able to see that the form is valid, but we would like really the user not to be able to reach 101. Let's see how we can do this. So we'll use engine on init, so this hook. So we'll import it from Angular core first, and we'll implement it. So we'll say that the component implements the on-init hook. And now, of course, as you can see, we need to implement this interface. I'll go here and now type ng on init, and here will be our initial bootstrap code after everything else in the component is loaded. Basically, we would like to hook into the control, and whenever its value changes, to do certain action. This dot myform dot get, or actually I have it here, and like whenever this changes, so type value changes, and as you can see, automatically it's added this question mark that signifies that this amount might not be set or might be null as a check. Okay, so we would like to run the following functions. So I'll use RxJs and everything will be piped. And basically, I would like to subscribe to the value changes, and then I'll get the current value and we'll play with it. Let's see how we can do this. Here we will check the validation actually. So we will type if the value is not valid. So this dot myform. So I'll just get the same field here because we need to check its validators, and we cannot just type this because we are inside of the emitted value. So that's why we're using again a check to the myProfile.amount to this form control. So we would like to check whether this is valid, and if it's not valid, we would like to patch it with the previous value of it. I'll grab the same patching mechanism here, but this time the amount will not be set to this variable inc, but to the previous value. So let's say previous amount, and let's call this where we will get this previous amount. Now it's important to get out of this value changes because we would like to get the default value, and so the previous amount, it will be just the value of the amount. So we have the previous amount, and the logic is that whenever we change the value of the amount and we check the validators and they're not valid, we would like to patch the previous value that we have taken before this function here. Okay, let's check the logic now. Okay, so let's try 99 and the maximum is 100. Here it's set, if you remember. Okay, let's go up 100, and if we go above it, it will reset to its default value. Okay, so it resets to 0 because the 0 is the default. So the logic works quite correctly. The next thing we would like to do is to optimize a little bit the code. So that's why I left here open the pipe operator. And the first thing is to prevent any memory leaks. That's why we will create one signal. Actually, the moment we exit from this component, we would like this subscription to be cancelled. So I'll use the take until operator, and I'll create one signal. So we'll call it this dot signal, and this will be subject. So let's define it. Okay, so here it will be a private access signal, and then it will be equal to new subject. Of course, let's import subject on RxJs. We would like on the destroy ng on destroy here also. Of course, let's add on destroy. On destroy, we'll make two actions. Actually, we'll send the data to the subject. We'll type this dot signal, and with the next method, we'll send, let's say, true. This will automatically actually unsubscribe our subscription here, and let's complete the observable, and this clears up the memory problems. Otherwise, if we navigate through our pages, we'll collect a lot of subscriptions, and that's not what we want. Okay, the next thing is to add a little bit more operators, and we would like to listen to value changes only if we enter something unique there is an operator for this, so it's called distinct until changed. And this will allow us just to capture new values and to propagate them to subscribe only when the user is typing something new as an information. Okay, and the last optimization is to use the debounce operator and actually to limit the event listening to the following code by the amount of time we specify. This means that we will not listen immediately to the changes, but with some delay. And this will, of course, lighten up our application resource usage. So here we need to pass an anonymous function, and we'll pass the interval of, let's say, 150. Of course, everything is just for you to be able to see the changes. Now I would like to import those. And that should be it. Let's see now the effect. Okay, let's go to 99 and then go one up, and we see 100 and then 101 for a very short amount of time, and then we are reset to 0. Of course, we can play very quickly here. We can click on the button very quickly and we can reach 103, let's say, and again we are set to 0. And yeah, I think that's quite nice functionality, which allows us really to preserve the default values by listening for changes with value changes of a certain control, and then yeah, just to restore them. We also saw how we can connect unrelated additional code to our form controls and being able to change their values, as well as how to work with validators. I hope you enjoyed the information and it can be useful in your project. Thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.